Welcome back to part 8 of my discussion with a few of my closest friends, Sandy, Satoya, Tia, Christy, Mickey, and my daughter China, as we get vulnerable about vulnerability. God's like, I'm here, and I will let me blow new life into this. And that's a hard one to hold on to sometimes, though, you know?
No, I never really thought of it, but I just was thinking about how Jesus modeled that for us.
Yeah.
Vulnerability. Imagine God becoming man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Going from having zero vulnerability,
Yeah.
creator of the universe, to flesh and blood.
Yeah. That's so true. And because of this definition of vulnerability being susceptible to injury or attack, I mean, Jesus was the most vulnerable man ever. Period. But to think about the definition in that terms, it really almost brings on a whole different characteristic of who he is. Not who he was, who he is. Being vulnerable to us.
Gosh, I never thought about it though, like when you put it in terms of God becoming flesh, and then thinking that he was there at the beginning of creation and knowing that the universe, the actual creation, would be finite, that it would soon all wash away, or, you know what I mean? Like, he was vulnerable then.
Right.
Right? I mean, he's always been vulnerable. It didn't happen right when Jesus came to earth that he suddenly made himself vulnerable. That he knew that even when he was creating us in the universe, we would pass away, they would pass away, and yet he still risked it. Like, that it was still worth it to him.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy madness.
And oh gosh, doesn't that make you look at a relationship with him like, what was he thinking? Like, really? You did this for me? You really did this for me. And you risked all of that for someone who's so imperfect and who's totally going to frustrate you every single day. But that you would, as creator of the universe, go, you're worth it. I'll do this anyway, just for you. And then come in the most vulnerable way possible as an infant and die in the most... Yeah, naked, absolutely. Naked.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous to me.
It is, and then it kind of puts your own struggles in perspective, like...
A little bit.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be offended when I hear that I shouldn't have said that or done that.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, yeah, I could do better. And I could not be prideful and listen to that when it's spoken. And I don't think I want to wrap this up, you know, like with a pretty bow on the top and say, this is how we do it. It's just explore the hearts and say, yeah, I'm not much better off than anybody else in this struggle of vulnerability, but I think my takeaway is that it's worth the risk. And vulnerability is beautiful. And it's, what was your word?
Unsafe.
Unsafe. It's all of those things. But it's worthy. It's worth it. It's valuable.
And I think we're worth it.
And we're worth it. And we're worthy and valuable. Thank you all for being courageous. I mean, it does absolutely require a certain amount of courage to sit down and talk about vulnerability. So thank you all. It's really fun doing life with you all. My thanks to my incredible friends, Sandy, Tia, Satoya, Christy, Mickey, and my beautiful daughter China for their honesty and for showing us what brave and courageous women look like.